I had a woman who at the end of my 6-week class said, "But Vickie, you don't understand, you do not have boys." Okay, so maybe this class works for girls, but let me tell you about my boys. I have to get in their face. Do you ever feel like that, to get their attention? Great. And I said, and the boys were 3 and 5. And I said, great, get in their face. Get in their face with love.
Vickie Falcone, professional speaker and author. Her keynotes and seminars help people improve their relationships and move through self-imposed blocks to true happiness.
In my new book, Buddha Never Raised Kids and Jesus Didn't Drive the Carpool, I have distilled some of the ancient teachings and spirituality and religious traditions into practical points that parents can use to make everyday life with their children easier.
Vickie Falcone is author of Buddha Never Raised Children and Jesus Didn't Drive Carpool. She founded the Positive Parenting Network in 1993 and works with parents who want more peace at home and with people who want more soul in their life and work.
You know what you hear when you get on the airplane? And the stewardess says, in the event of emergency, the oxygen mask will drop down. And if you're traveling with a child, who puts the mask on first? Why? Yeah, we're no good to our child unconscious, right? And when what happens is when we connect in whatever way we choose to connect to Source, we become much more resourceful, we become much more centered and wise and loving and peaceful, and that just naturally pours out onto our children.
When we can get tuned into our own inner guidance, our wisdom, our souls, we can naturally come up with the answers and solutions that our children need. And we can pass this gift of listening to our intuition along to our children.
I mean, I went into parenting like blind, you know. I was just by the seat of my pants learning how to parent until we stumbled across Vickie's course, and it's changed how I think about parenting and how I actually am parenting.
Her audiences leave with the information, the motivation, and the practical skills to improve their lives. Vickie Falcone is a magnetic presenter, using true stories that people can immediately identify.
One of the points I make in the chapter 1, which is connecting, is the important practice of connecting before logistics. Parents today are overwhelmed with the logistics of managing children and homes. And one of the things we can do is just take time each morning to greet our child consciously before barking commands. Pack your lunch, get your coat, get your shoes. That 30 seconds that we take to connect, make eye contact, give a loving embrace, however you greet your child, can completely change the tone from hectic to much more peaceful and centered in the morning.
The root word of discipline is what? Disciple. What does disciple mean? To teach by example. And it's interesting, in the dictionary when you look up discipline, it says obsolete. You know, they had the obsolete meanings in there. Obsolete, guidance. So now discipline has been associated with punishment and harsh ways of getting children to do what you want them to do. But it does not have to be harsh. And so the calorie burning, connecting practice of getting results with connecting looks like this. You go to your child. You bring your friendly face. And if it's not, fake it. Okay? Guitar. Have you practiced your guitar tonight? Alexa, your snow boots are still in the mudroom. Can you get those?
Sure.
Oh, okay. You know what? Have you done your homework? I have 2 witnesses that called my house while I was doing this the other night. My child was very excited because we were having house guests, and she could not sit in her seat and eat her dinner. Could not. Got up 48 times. You know, and she said, "Okay, here's the song I'm singing." And I said, "You know, Alexa, please sit. Okay, Alexa, please sit down. Alexa, please sit down." And then I got up. Now I'm this far from her. She got up again, and I got out of my chair. And I went over to her, and I said, Alexa, and what did she do? What was she doing when you called? She was hysterical laughing. And I said, and she's laughing. I said, do you know why I'm here? And she said, you want me to sit down? There's no bitterness and disconnection and harshness if you can bring your body and bring your friendly face. You know what? This takes a lot of effort, I will tell you. And it takes a lot of consciousness. So if you're going to try it, just pick one thing. Is it the morning thing? And so the first few times I tried this, I was running like all morning. Okay, your lunch box. Okay, do you have your boots? Honey, where's your hat? And they were looking at me like, what are you doing? Okay? But now I put my sneakers on before I go downstairs. But do not underestimate this. This move toward your child, bring your friendly face. William James did a big study at Harvard about the power of acting as if. If you act as if, you naturally gravitate toward that. So I have faked it a lot of times. Hi. Hi. And do you love this one that we say? This is the 10th time I have told you. I'm like, why do I say that? I don't know. I say that. Like, you know, like they're going to say, no, it's actually the 7th. So I got 3 more. But this is what you do instead of say that. So move toward them.
Vickie has spoken for the International Network for Children and Families, Women Involved in Networking, Church of Religious Science, the Colorado Speakers Association, and Mothers of Preschoolers, among others.
Vickie's book, Buddha Never Raised Kids, gives very specific steps. It was a surprise to me that living in integrity, which is something I believe in, is actually a very good parenting tool, or that showing appreciation before something happens. I just didn't know that, and now I do.
Parents often misinterpret calls for connection for misbehavior. Oftentimes when children are misbehaving, what they're really doing is asking in the only language they know how to for a connection with their mother or father. And study after study has shown that the number one most important thing we can do for the success of our children is to stay connected. And I offer many ways and ideas for our parents to connect with their children and connect themselves to their higher self, whatever that may be.
Vickie brings her ideas home with a mix of inspiration, practicality, and humor.
I went out to lunch with a friend who said, I'm really having a struggle with, Vickie, I need your help with power struggles because my 3-year-old will not go to sleep and stay in her bed. I put her in bed, and then she comes out again, and I put her in bed. She wants to sleep with her brother, and then I put her in bed, and she needs a glass of water. Have you ever had this? Or if you haven't, maybe your neighbors have. But she said, so I need, some tips on redirecting a power struggle. And I said, before I talk about redirecting power struggles, check this out. Is she in a power struggle, or does she just want to connect with you? And the mom said, because a lot of what we call misbehavior is really a call to connect. Look, your child's not going to say, look, I have my day timer, I need some quality time. Do you have Friday, available? They are not going to say it. Even older children will not ask you for that. You've got to be able to do it. So what happened is she went home and said, do you want to be with mommy? Because if so, you can fall asleep in my bed. You can still take care, set your boundaries. You fall asleep in my bed, and then after you're asleep, I'll put you down in your bed. And I just spoke to her the other day, and she said it's been incredibly smooth since she recognized it was not a power struggle, it was a call to connect. A lot of what we call misbehavior is your child in the best way that they can communicate saying, I need you. I need you. I need one-on-one time with you. I need connection with you. I was so proud of being an at-home mom until one day when my children are 10 and 7, by the way, now. My oldest child was about 2.5, And at the end of the day, well, maybe 3 o'clock or so, she walked up to me and she had stuff oozing from her pink eye. And I said, oh my goodness, how have I been with a child all day and not seen it? I had not made enough eye contact with my child in 5 or 6 hours to tune into the fact that she had pink eye. That was another big wake-up. Look, I have wake-up calls all the time. But another big wake-up call to stop what I'm doing, get down on the ground, do the connecting that we were talking about with the butterfly. Stop what you're doing for a moment. Little kids, their emotional needs are met very quickly if you will just stop and be very conscious about listening and connecting with them. So get in the habit of asking yourself, is it a misbehavior or a request to connect?
Vickie speaks from experience. As a mother of 2, she embodies the parenting principles she teaches every day. Formerly the youngest real estate broker owner in Aspen, Colorado, she understands the demands of the business world. Merging her talents as a speaker, mother, and entrepreneur, she has created a unique blend of skills for leading audiences to lasting change. Vickie Falcone, professional speaker and author,